Well, just days after announcing a vaccine passport will be coming, another bombshell out of Ottawa today. Anyone working for the federal government must be vaccinated, and that's not all. The federal government says it will require COVID-19 vaccinations for all commercial air passengers, as well as travelers on interprovincial rail and large marine vessels. Employees in the federally regulated transport sector will have to be vaccinated too. The new measures are expected to take effect no later than the end of October. Now, on the heels of that announcement from Ottawa today, there's no doubt that pressure is mounting on the province to follow suit and mandate vaccines for at least certain sectors. And this comes as the Ontario Medical Association is adding its voice to the chorus, calling for all teachers to be vaccinated.
Ultimately, this comes down to really needing as many people fully vaccinated to avert a fourth wave that we are currently in.
Those words from the president of the Ontario Medical Association, which represents 43,000 doctors across the province. The OMA says we need to build a wall of protection around children in elementary schools.
When we think about vaccinations, of course, kids under the age of 12 are currently ineligible to get the COVID vaccine, which is why we're making this call now, because we really want to be able to have a safe space for our students. And we know that that requires education workers, teachers, and others in those facilities to be vaccinated.
As we head into the fall, Dr. Adam Kassem says right now protecting children and our healthcare system should be paramount.
And just that news coming out, do you think this is going to be putting that added pressure on the province to follow suit?
Well, we know that this is actually a really positive move forward for a government to require vaccinations of federal employees. We know the size of the federal public service is quite large across the country. And so we hope that will be able to capture as many people to get fully vaccinated as possible.
This week, we learned from the head of the Ontario Science Table that those who remain unvaccinated, including children, have an 80 to 90% chance of contracting the virus over the next 12 months. And right now, the immunization rate is lagging in students who are eligible to roll up their sleeves. A third between the ages of 12 to 17 will be starting the school year unvaccinated. The Ford government recently released its back-to-school plan, which includes masking, cohorting, and better ventilation. But the province has been adamant it will not make vaccines a requirement. Here's the Minister of Health commenting on it just a few days ago.
Well, I would say there's a mixture of views on that particular subject, and we are not mandating vaccines for anyone, although we strongly encourage people to take the vaccine.
Is it a weird world to live in where a bank teller has to be vaccinated, but not a teacher, not a healthcare worker?
Yes, it absolutely is a weird world to live in when the bank teller is, and the federal employee is, and the letter carrier is, but, people that are educating our children and many others, there's not even clear legislation yet on many healthcare workers. And this is the worry is it's patchwork. But here's the problem with patchwork. To state the obvious, it's not scientifically grounded.
Now, today, the Ontario Public School Boards Association also joined the chorus, sending a letter to the Premier asking the government to act as quickly as possible to implement a policy and a strategy to make vaccination mandatory in schools. Now, we did reach out to the Minister of Health's office today for reaction to Ottawa's announcement, asking if mandating vaccines for provincial workers will be taken into consideration. We did not get a response in time for broadcast.